Welcome guys and girls to another video of a Medieval 2 online battle. It's another 2 versus 2 and it's actually one of my favorite battles I've played in a long while, because this one goes a long way to highlight the different styles of making war that the Eastern medieval peoples had, as opposed to the Western frankish heavy armies that Western princes favored. It's, as I said, a 2 versus 2, and it's the it's the alliance of the Mongols and the Turks. The Turks being commanded by me, against an alliance of France and Venice. As you can see, the French and Venetian players went with. It's an early period battle, so the French and Venetian player went with decent, or actually for the early period, great infantry and some seriously badass knights. My direct opponent, the French, went with 4 General Bodyguards. Those are going to be a tough nut. He's got a line of 4 dismounted feudal knights and 4 sergeant spearmen up front and 5 peasant crossbowmen as his missile force, and even some peasants to absorb some damage early on. As for me, as you can see, moving covered by this mist that's favoring my guys, because they can move, but they're much faster and they can move while they're not while they're under cover. So as for me, I went with these 2 units of Turkomans, very fast moving. So these General's Bodyguards are going to strike a thin air right now. But it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take some time before these guys start taking casualties, because they have 2 hit points. Then I have, again moving under the cover of mist, my force of Alan Light Cav, 3 units, my General's Bodyguards. Up front, 4 units of Turkish Archers, real good for the early period. Pincushion of 4 Spear Militias, upgraded with 1 defense. Then I have 3 Afghan Javilenmen in the back and 3 Naffatun. These Afghan Javilenmen can also hold their ground in melee if that's needed. And as you can see, I'm just harassing his guys. He's starting to take some casualties, although nothing special. You see 2 guys there, 1 guy there, 2 guys here, but I'm definitely weakening him, though it's nothing decisive yet. So while I'm doing this, while I'm harassing him, he's starting to move his front line against my front line, and since I see that he's got 5 peasant crossbowmen, and those 5 peasant crossbowmen can't put a dent into my army, so they can do some damage, definitely. I'm going to try and sneak attack his guys, at least take out 1 unit with my real fast Alan Light Cav. I'm gonna just use 1 of these 3 units of Alan Light Cav to do this, while the other 2 units are just covering the progress of this one. Also helped, backed by those two units of Turkomans, and as you can see, that's going to be a real effective charge. I pretty much halved the force of this peasant crossbowman unit, and while I was doing that, my Alan Light Cav, the other 2 units of Alan Light Cav, just maneuvered from the back. I have my Turkomans still wreaking havoc and just annoying and pissing out his dudes. And here he's being a bit too optimistic, if you ask me, and he's going to try to chase down my Alan Light Cav and other guys, and the Turkomans with his infantry. It's not gonna happen, let's be honest. Here my allied, the Mongols. Actually, the Mongols and the Turks historically were opposed, but here we were allies. So my Mongol ally managed to surround his feudal knights with 4 units of 4 units of Mongol light lancers, 1 General's Bodyguards, and 1 Khwarezmian Cav. And my Mongol ally had also a line of 5 or 6, I think, dismounted Mongol infantry, dismounted Mongol heavy archers, and Mongol infantry, and he's got some Nafatuns, which are also going to be my main weapon, as you can see. And these guys are the thing that these guys are wielding and using on my enemies well, closest to weapon of mass destruction that you'll get in medieval times. As you can see, it instantly routs half of his guys. It's the weaker part of his army, but still, that was real quick, and it's respectable how these Nafatuns deal damage. And even these dismounted feudal knights are under the heavy bombardment of both the Javelinmen, the Afghan Javilenmen, and the Naffatun will start breaking sooner or later. And you see I'm using my Allen Light Cav over here to deal some seriously nice hammer and anvil strikes, and as you can see my Allen Light Cav is relatively intact, as are my General's Bodyguards, and my Turkomans did their purpose. They're, I think, out of ammunition, so I tried to deal with the peasant crossbowmen over there, using them for melee purposes, but as you can see I failed there, but it's no biggie. I see that his main line is almost completely routing, so I'm going to lend my cav to my ally, and I'm going to hammer and anvil some of the Venetians that are attacking the Mongol line. The Venetians also brought, as you can see, a Korochio standard. It's going to do his troops some good for their morale. As you can see, I got the Venetian general, and the only place where they actually did something to damage my line, the French, is here, where they passed by the first line of Spear Militias and got to my Afghan Javilenmen. But I'm going to bring my cav back now, and I'm going to surround these guys too. As you can see, I also managed to surround them with my Spear Militias, so they are pretty much gone. His General's Bodyguards, what's left of them, is also gone. I bring along my Allen Light Cav there to also wrap things up. What's left of my Turkomans. As I said, here's also my General's Bodyguards to wrap things up over there. And 73% of our enemies killed, 38% of our United Armies killed. So you can see why these guys were so effective. These nimble Eastern armies. If you micromanage them in this game, well enough, the enemy will never be able to catch you. So what the French guy was supposed to do, or should have done, in order to have a chance, is micromanage both his cav and his crossbowmen in a much better way. Because if he doesn't micromanage his crossbowmen, then I'm going to be able to come real close to him, and with my light cav, and basically that's game over. Because if I get in shooting range, if I start to annoy him, if I start to provoke rash response with my light cav, with my nimble troops, then basically he's got no chance. I can easily isolate those guys and pick them apart, and well, then there's no chance for him to win. As you can see, the French guy is trying to do some damage at least, or to, I don't know, honorably die without admitting defeat. And here we have some of the last Sergeant Spearmen over there battling it out with my guys, but under this bombardment they're never gonna last too long. What's got left are also these 5 dismounted feudal knights and these 19 dismounted feudal knights. And I'm chasing down his General's Bodyguards over here. He's really starting to be annoying, because, well, there's no point to this. I'm gonna catch him with my Allen Light Cav sooner or later, because, yeah, there's no escaping. And there he started seriously losing some men. Only 9 of them are left. There were also my Turkoman horse archers. 8 of them left. He's still gonna try and run away. But I have another unit. These are my General's Bodyguards over there. I will try to get him. 7 of them are left. His hammer and anvil, his sandwich. There was that guy. Here's the general. Here's their general, and I think he got one sword to the ribs. I think the next sword to the ribs will be game over for him. Oh, come on, just die. There he goes. And what's left are these guys now. And 15 of them left. So, as I already said, it's one of my favorite battles because because both of us, me and my ally, used nimble light armies against the heavy Western European armies of our opponents, and it went a long way to show how these, I think also in real life, how these battles went. I refused to engage on his terms. My ally did the same thing, and we just picked the separate battles that we played in, so that we are able to pick apart separate units of their armies. And as you can see, all of my guys did pretty well. This unit of Allied Light Cav did particularly well, probably, and the rest have a really respectable, decent amount of kills. It's a heroic victory because, well, we employed inferior troops if you look at the stats, but well, as I said, if you're using these armies in the right way, then they're really powerful. So I really like using these armies, especially the Turks. It's not the first time I'm uploading a battle with the Turks, and precisely with this army with the Turks. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this battle, and I hope you will stick around for more battles to come. Take care, bye bye.